But we got to get some Strawberry Girls and Covet shows going again, man.
Dude, we really need to do a tour together. I think people would go nuts for that.
Oh, let's talk about it. Yeah, we're doing something different. We're going to be trying craft beer from microbreweries on the East Coast today with the honorary guests for the first episode, Ben from Strawberry Girls and Dave from Covet. Thanks, guys. What's up? What's up?
Yo.
Yeah. How's it going? Glad to be here.
That's good. You guys got the beers like without dripping and leaking and all that shit. It's working.
100% intact, man. Great job.
I need a vibe like you, Dave. Like, I really do.
Oh, what's that? Like,
just be outside on a nice day like this.
I know,
California.
I'm like closet right now.
It's for better audio purposes. Yeah, it's cool.
He's the producer, man. He knows what he's doing. I'm just out here. I don't even got a microphone or anything. I feel like I'm fucking up, but
I mean, I'm in my bedroom. I've been doing this from my bedroom since day one, so I think I need to get a studio. That should be the next investment. I don't know. We'll have to see. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah. So, but basically, it's cool that you guys came on to test these IPAs out, which that's all four of them are. They are IPAs for anybody that is listening. We are going to be rating them from this segment as a 0 to 5, just to kind of give them a taste of what they are and to support, you know, something that we also thoroughly are interested in between the three of us. So, I mean, it's cool, dude. We have May Brewing out in New Jersey. It's a Captain May IPA. It says it's fruity. I've never had a fruity IPA. I haven't. I wonder if that's going to be good. I don't know. Have you guys had fruity IPAs?
I have. You know, as Californians, I feel like we got the IPA. We got the whole like spectrum of IPAs out here. I would say fruity is like a. Have you had Pliny the Elder?
No, I don't believe so. No, it sounds familiar though.
Yeah, that's like the Russian River beer that's like super popular. The younger is the triple IPA, which is like the crazy hard to get one they do like every February, limited release. But they're pretty fruity as far as what I remember. I might be totally. It's been a while, so yeah. If we got some like super hip IPA connoisseurs out there, I might be sounding like a jackass. I don't know.
Nah, dude. I mean, it's the bitterness that I really enjoy through these things. I mean, I started out with lagers. Like Yingling's my go-to on a daily basis if I'm at a bar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I gotta represent PA, but then I kind of took a step up and did IPAs now. Or pale ales.
That you guys ever drank?
Oh,
Natty Ice.
Natty Ice.
I had the runoff of a keg of Natty Ice at UC Davis back in 2007 when I was like 13.
Dang.
Never forget. It's all foamy and gross. How about you guys?
Yeah, Ben.
My first real beer experience was I went to the store with my friends and bought a 40 ounce of Old English.
Yeah, OE baby.
Let's go.
It was gross and awesome at the same time.
It depends on like how you want to say it as my first beer. Like I definitely had a sip when I was like 9, like from a Heineken. Like, but that I don't know if I want to count that. But I did buy. I'm on your route, Ben. I bought a Hurricane 40 ounce. We call it the Slurricane back in the day.
Yeah, the E40 baby.
Yeah, dude, yeah. I was spitting.
Dude, it's crazy how like back in the day, like I feel like we just used to drink more and we didn't even realize how much we drank. Like it's kind of crazy.
We have Conehead, which is from Vermont, I believe, and that is something that I'm actually interested in. I don't know. I've never had beer from Vermont.
I've heard my sister and her husband recently went to Vermont like a couple months ago, and they said that this was their favorite East Coast IPA they had when they were living on the East Coast for 6 years.
No shit. Wow.
She saw it in the fridge the other day, and she was like, "Oh my god, where'd that Conehead come from?" So apparently it's good.
The stork dropped it off, dude.
I like that little hummingbird symbol on there. It's pretty sick.
That's
the most intriguing thing about these like microbreweries. They like have really cool like designs throughout their branding. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Like it's almost like holographic or something. Like
yeah, that's what I'm talking about, dude. And like that's Vault Brewing. That came from That's from Yardley, Pennsylvania. That is like I think like 30 or 40 minutes from me. It's not too far, but they just started. They got the actual name from buying an old bank that went out of business, and they created a brewery. And yeah, they got the whole safe open and everything. I don't know what's in there. I don't know if it's like for tours or something. But
do you guys know the? Do you know the Danish contract brewer Mikkeller? It's like Mikkeller. They have packaging very similar to this. This reminds me of that.
I wonder if they have correlation.
Maybe.
What should we start with?
And then the last one, we could probably start with this one if you guys want to. The Tonewood Brewing. It's a Fuego. I heard a lot of good things about this one. This also is from New Jersey. So.
All right, I'm gonna crack it open.
Cool.
I'm cracking it, baby.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna drink it or leave it. Just give it, 0 to 5 rating. Nothing crazy. Want to support the homies and making these micro brews.
5 being like the most amazing beer ever, and 0 being absolute.
Yep, that's exactly it.
Absolute 0 being fucking Steel Reserve malt liquor.
It actually looks like a double
This
IPA.
one's pretty smooth, actually. Like I've had IPAs in the past. I have to be honest, they're not my favorite beers, but this one's pretty smooth. Like it's bitter, but it doesn't like bite you right from the get-go. Like
hazy IPA. Okay.
I like the Tonewood.
I like the as a math guy, I feel like I want to see the stats. How many IBUs we got on this baby? I need to know.
6.2% alcohol.
That's a hefty beer.
That will definitely get me a little buzz within 2 or 3 actual drinks of this, like the actual 2 cans.
Definitely smells dank. Good
what
description.
It's hard to read the first one because I don't really have the other ones to compare to, but I probably have to. It's definitely a 3 or higher, maybe like 3.5 or 4 for me.
Got kind of a sparkly finish on it. You almost like.
Yeah.
It feels like it's you ever have Pop Rocks or anything like that?
Oh yeah, dude.
Nice malty finish, actually. I like it. It's not too.
Finish.
The hops are all up front, which is kind of nice.
It's a nice dull yellow too, and it kind of reminds me of some of the double IPAs I've drank over the years, and like those are really heavy. I'll only drink like one of those every once in a while.
So what does that even mean when it's a double IPA?
Double ingredients, right?
Doubling up the ingredients, doubling up the hops. I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that just definitely has a lot more thickness to a regular IPA.
I just realized on the front of the can in the flame it says dank and juicy.
Yeah, that's why I was like, definitely smells dank. That's for sure. Well, apparently, cones or hops and cannabis are like the same family, right? Same genus or something.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
I actually went to a brewery right down the street from my house the other day. It's called Bevel Brewing, and they had just like a cup of like hops, and it almost like when at first glance it almost looks like it's just like bud. Like,
well, they got terpenes. I know that's like a feature that people describe in IPAs that like help with the smell, and I guess terpenes are the same thing that pot's got.
Have you guys tried like CBD infused beer?
Not yet. Is it good?
Yeah. I mean, I think you can like infuse anything with CBD, so it just depends on the beer or whatever, but I've had a couple of them. They're pretty good.
So I agree with the juiciness of this. It's like very fruity. It's also like really hides that 6.2%. Like I don't taste any alcohol in this thing. I don't taste like that syrupiness at all. It's like very fruity up front, very malty finish, hops all the way through, very sparkly, kind of like mouthfeel, I guess. I don't know. It's a very good IPA. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I go with Ben on this one. I say a 3+, but I feel like that might change once we try the others.
Yeah, true. We don't really have any comparisons to anything else. Yeah, watch this be the best one too, honestly. Yeah, you guys actually are in a pretty good ball range like that I agree with. Like I would say like a good 3.7. Like 3.7 up to
Okay,
a
so we're getting
4.
into decimals here. I like this. Okay.
Yeah. Try to be specific. I mean, it's rare to have something that doesn't really taste like alcohol. Like, you know what I mean? And it has like a smoky flavor to it. I don't know. It was just on like first glance I didn't expect it to be this smooth. Usually they are a little bit harsher.
Oh shit, you're right, Ben. It's like it's like the font of the flame. That's trippy. Let's see if we can get a little close up here for the
Fuego.
Dank and juicy.
Dank and juicy. Oh man, they gotta have some really cool fucking.
Yo, Ben and the fucking.
The only thing is it cuts off my bun, and I just look.
Oh man.
If anybody's listening right now, Ben has moved from his closet to his virtual studio.
Is that a Neve rig back there? I see. Let's see what else. Is that from the Spirit Vision Studios, Ben, or is that just like a generic pic?
Just a random picture I found on Google.
That's the exact. No, don't fool anybody, dude. That's the exact studio that that Moonlight was made in.
Yeah, dude. Man, I feel like the lighting is what really sells it, you know? Like hella blue tint.
That gives me that vibe.
There you go. Yo! Oh. Okay, now I believe it. Now you're in that studio, dude. What do we got for a live room, though?
Let's record a banger right now.
Right now. We got a full band. Guitar, drummer, bass. We just don't have a vocalist. Sorry, Ben. I don't know how to play anything else besides drums, so if you don't mind.
That's all right. Ben holds it fucking down on everything, man. Let's
I appreciate
do we
that.
try?
Yeah, which one's next?
Let's see. You guys are honorary guests. Dave, go ahead and pick one real quick.
I'm gonna go with Vault because it's next in line for me.
Okay.
Go reverse order.
Tastes a little bit like darker. I don't know how to explain it, but a little darker, smoother.
And it's not as pungent, like with the smell, as the last one.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't actually have a smell to it at all.
I did a terrible job pouring this one. Look how much head I got up here.
Oh, I got like no head, so.
Got the Belgium dip. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think I may have put a little bit too much head on this one because I can't smell it too well, but let's see.
I can't smell mine either, dude. So, I mean, I think it's actually just the way it's brewed.
Oh, wow. I agree with the darker. It's not as, this one I feel like I taste the alcohol. Like it's that syrupiness kind of coats your tongue right off the bat.
It's actually really impressive.
It's a totally different beer from the Fuego. It's trippy.
Yeah, it's really good.
A little richer than the other one. I feel like the Tonewood, I'd probably say it was like a 4, and then this one I'd probably say like a 3.5.
You know what's trippy about this is a 6.4% ABV, and that's the Tonewood is a 6.2.
Yeah.
And I don't taste the alcohol at all in the Tonewood, but I definitely taste it in this one. That's crazy. I don't know how they did that shit. That's impressive.
They had to have tricked us with the other beer. I mean, because I smell more of an aroma like coming from that Tonewood than I do with the Vault. The Vault's just, I don't know. It's like I've had Vault lagers before too, and they're actually pretty decent. They kind of relate to a Yingling, but not as not to a T. And these are, I don't know, these are really. It's not as rich as the last one, but you're right. Coming from a lower percentage, I don't know. That's actually shocking. I'd definitely give this like a 3.5 for sure. I mean, it's not as flavorful as Tonewood. We haven't tried the other two beers either, but it definitely holds up to potential.
I agree with Ben. I'm going to raise the Tonewood up to a 4, and I'm actually going to give this one like a. I know this is controversial now. I'm going to say a 1.5 or 2, maybe. I'm going to say 1.5. I'm not. It tastes very good, but like, so there's something about that Tonewood, just like that. You could like almost feel the carbonation or something off it. Sparkle is the best word that I have for it. I think it's like it's also got like it's got more depth to like the way that the flavor develops too. I feel like this one is just kind of like here's some syrupy alcohol and hops, and that's just going to stick with you till the end.
Yeah.
But the Tonewood kind of like started kind of hoppy and then finished malty, and I
definitely feel like I'd have an easier time just drinking the Tonewood longer than I would the Vault. The Vault's I think the Vault's a little more bitter for me. It's not horrible, but
yeah,
it's definitely higher hop content.
It just tastes like richer, and it's like harder for me to keep drinking it.
Like I would actually buy a 6-pack of Tonewood and drink that from a 6-pack of Vault.
Yeah. I agree with you on a drinkability standpoint, but I think if you're going for more of a traditional like hopped IPA feel. I think the Vault probably. I feel like if you're more of like a IPA traditionalist, like California IPA hipster or something, you know, I feel like the Vault might be your play. But if you're just more of a casual drinker, I think the Tonewood.
Everyone's like palate and taste is different. So like, I mean, I know people who love IPAs. They love that bitterness, and like, I'm not one of those people, but I can still appreciate it.
I would definitely sit with a glass for it. Like, if I'm at a bar and I'm, like, testing this for the first time, like, I definitely drink through one. I don't know if I get another one, though. I think I might go back to a lager.
My favorite beers, like, have been, like, Newcastle, Guinness, Moose Drool.
Nice.
One of my favorites, actually, is by Carl Strauss. It's called Peanut Butter... It's like Peanut Butter Cup Porter or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
In San Diego, actually.
Yeah, Carl Strauss.
Really good, yeah. I've only had it like twice. It's hard to find.
I think the Carl Strauss, like, I want to say it's like the 30th Street IPA or something like that. That's a very good beer.
Oh, what about, have you guys tried Anderson Valley? They have like the winter solstice and the summer solstice. Those are both amazing beers.
I've tried the brewery, but never those specific beers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had their beers like once or twice, but that was just from like someone actually having it in their fridge. Like a friend of mine like just keeps a bunch of like craft beers from all over the country. I'm like, how do you get a hold of all these? And he's like, oh, like we travel and like we just bring it back to our house and shit. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. Like, like, so you don't mind me? Yeah, I'm like, you don't mind me drinking like something you might have to like go back out for, like in a long time. I don't know. Like he's like, yeah, it doesn't matter, dude. It's whatever.
Like, my all-time favorite though is Guinness on tap. It's amazing. You can't beat it. It's so like chocolatey and sweet.
Who told me? I can't remember who told me, but they said like if you go to Ireland and you get a Guinness, it tastes completely different from when you're drinking it over here. Like can, bottle, whatever. Like it's just like it's just at its pure form right there in Ireland. So I don't know.
It's funny. I think Ben and I might be the same person because I have very similar opinions on beer. It seems. I feel like I'm a big Guinness person, and I've had the Guinness in was it St. James Gate or whatever in Dublin or whatever, and it's legit. It's like I agree though. You got to get it draft, and then if you're gonna do a bottle, you got to do the Guinness Extra. I think.
Yeah, I always go for a draft first before I go for a bottle. Like that, you're getting so much like you're getting the pure aroma out of it, and you're getting the full flavor like as soon as it's poured through that keg.
I have a random question, Dave. Is Vesper Sales still active?
We are on like a temporary hiatus, so no. But we will record more music in the future. It was funny that you bring that up because the singer from Vesper Sales, his brother is like a giant like Imperial Stout nut and like just general craft beer guy. And George, it sounds like kind of like he was like your homie who just like goes around and just collects all these beers, and then eventually he gets to like a point where he has so many that he just like holds a big party and then like has people help him drink them and compare them and stuff. But I always felt the same. I was like, are you sure you want me drinking this like $30 like crazy Firestone Walker Velvet Merkin or something? He's like, yeah, man, it's all good.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I like that one song. I think it's called Ordinary Day. Is that the title?
Yeah, first track off the first album. Yeah, man. Thank you for checking that out. I love that band. We still have a bunch of really good songs that we need to record, but our guitarist Ian moved out to New York with his lady. She's doing her PhD out there, so
that's nice.
Right now,
you guys also dropped a second record too, right?
Yeah, we did last November 14th, I want to say.
Nice.
2019, and 6 tracks, 30 minutes of music. Some of my favorite songs from that band. And it's we were gonna record another EP this summer, but then COVID happened. So
yeah. When was the last time you guys were active? Probably like around like 2017.
Oh, for Vesper Sales?
Yeah.
2019.
2019.
We were playing shows up. Yeah, we were playing shows up until like early, like late 2019. I want to say was our last show, or Ian moved.
And for Covet. Did you guys already wrote a new record, or did you guys record it, or just write it?
Yeah, Yvette's got like 4 or 5 songs already. I have a couple things I want to throw in there. We released an album on June 5th, so that was 10 songs. It's about 50 minutes of music. The name of the album is Technicolor.
Yeah.
And feel pretty good about that one. We just did a bunch of we released a bunch of music videos. We also just we're trying to like give fans a little taste of the live experience of that music right now. So that's kind of like what we're working on. But I know you guys, Strawberry Girls, right? You guys got some, well, your personal music. I know you've been releasing a ton of stuff this summer. Do you have any plans to take that out live once you?
I'd like to eventually. It's just the hardest thing is finding local people who are like good enough to play and all that stuff, and then teaching them the songs and stuff. That's the hardest part. Like I've had a lot of people tell me like, oh, you should play like your solo stuff live, and I want to. It's just like takes time to find the right people and teach them the music and stuff.
Mm-hmm. You definitely should play that shit live, man. It'll go off.
Yeah. When do you guys think you'll be touring again? Do you have any plans for next year?
For Covet?
Yeah.
We're just playing everything by ear and just trying to see when everything can open up safely. The plan is to tour whenever we can, like whenever things open up and everything is good and safe for folks. But
booked currently?
No. It's just, I think everybody's just kind of on hold, just trying to figure out like if it's even safe to book stuff. But we got to get some Strawberry Girls and Covet shows going again, man.
Yeah, because you guys used to play back together years ago, right? Like 6 or 7 years ago for some shit in California.
It's like back in the day, but dude, we really need to do a tour together. I think people would go nuts for that.
Oh, let's talk about it.
Dude, if
Bay Area instrumental.
Honestly, one of my dreams is like Strawberry Girls, Covet, and Floral.
Ooh,
that would be a sick tour.
The instrumental Bay music, dude.
Heck yeah, dude.
Actually, real quick, so I was promoting the Strawberry Girls podcast between Zach and Ben like not too long ago, and I was putting it into some groups that I'm like really just excited to be in and stuff. And then I also posted an opinion on like how to get the music industry back. It was just like a segment episode, but long story short, I posted it in a Coheed group, and I put like Covet and Strawberry Girls like within the mentions, and they were like, "Oh my god, like that would be insane if they toured with Coheed." And I'm like, I gotta tell them, maybe that's something we gotta look into.
I know Polyphia played out with Coheed a couple years back, right?
Yeah, they did. I went to that show. It was in Starland, 2016 or 17, I believe. But yeah, they toured, and those fans loved them.
Yeah, dude, we gotta make something happen like next year or something. Like we gotta try to do it.
Absolutely, man. I would love to. It's funny too, George. I was recalling this the other day, but Covet's very first show was with Strawberry Girls, and then we had done like straight up at Spirit Vision in Carmel, California. Funny enough, it's crazy. Like, dude, that's so many funny stories from that show, but. We've also done several other shows with Strawberry Girls, obviously, and I was Ben and I were on the phone the other day talking about it. And there's this Ben has this awesome. Is it the Octapad, Ben? Your sample pad?
The sample. It's the what is it? SPDSX by Roland.
Okay, yeah, he has the sample pad. And I remember at the Oaklyn show at the Nightlight, it was with Mannequin Mishap, I think, right?
I think.
I want to say that band. That was a fun show, man. And I remember like. Every time there would be like a little break or a rest in the Strawberry, they're going hard, and then they do like the break, and then you'd be like, "Oh, like come on!" You had like these vocal samples in the trigger pad that were like, it was like it sounded like a hip hop artist just going like, "Come on, yeah."
Dude, it's funny. Like if you watch our audio tree session,
I was just gonna say that, dude. Like you're doing that right throughout the set.
Like I have these Lil Jon samples. They're like, "Okay, yeah."
That's what it is, right? Okay.
Right before it goes back into the song and it builds up, dude. I was dying. That's the first time I saw that too on Audio Tree. It was like you guys went into it with Spanish Bay, and then throughout the set, like you were just like, every time there was like a pause, like a slow sign, you would go back to like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, dude, what the fuck? That's awesome,
dude.
So epic live, man.
It's cool that Coheed fans. Coheed is like a cult group, so I think like to have your names like both, in conversation, like that's cool. Like, and I just talked to Tom from Thank You Scientist, and he signed to Evil Inc. Excuse me. Oh, Am I getting a little sloppy already?
6.2%, baby.
Yeah, I know, dude. Like, and as we're chilling, I'm drinking this Tonewood. This Tonewood it's got some flavor, man. Like,
it's good, man. It is Fuego. I agree. It's an appropriate description.
It's kind of crazy that like 7 or 8 years ago, like Yvette came to my studio and we recorded like, I think it was her first like studio video. Like, I mean, she had other videos online, which is how I discovered her. I honestly thought she was like some girl from like Japan or something, but then she's like, "Oh, I'm in San Jose." I'm like, "What? You're like an hour away from me." So then like she came to the studio and like I filmed her doing like an acoustic song and she was singing at the same time. It's still on my YouTube channel. It's pretty crazy.
You were in California for a while before you moved to Oregon, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm from Salinas, California. I've lived there my whole life. And I've only been in Oregon like 2.5 years, so it's relatively new. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Salinas, like Monterey, Carmel area is like one of the prettiest parts of all California, too. It's so nice. Right by the ocean on like California Central Coast, kind of.
Sir.
17-mile drive. Oh, yes.
You guys, I lived in Carmel for like 4 years, and like it was really cool. It's just like really expensive, and there's a lot of like old rich people, just really old. But it was cool. I got to see Clint Eastwood in the parade. They had like a parade because Carmel was like 100 years old or something as a city, and Clint Eastwood was like riding a horse down the street because he used to be the mayor of Carmel.
My mom met him in 1978 at the Hog's Breath Inn.
Oh, dude! I used to live right around the corner from Hog's Breath, and I used to eat there at the restaurant.
Yeah, we literally went there yesterday for my dad's birthday, which is trippy.
Oh, nice.
Because my mom like saw him, he was like eating a hot dog and walking around out back, and she's like, "Oh my God, that's Clint Eastwood!" Back in 1978 or some shit. She has this photo. It's been on the refrigerator ever since.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's
crazy. I used to. So there were. I don't know if you remember this, but it was a while, like years ago. There was like a reality TV show by the Eastwoods. It was more by like Clint Eastwood's wife at the time. I think they got divorced, but I forget her name. But she had like a reality TV show about this like a cappella band from South Africa, and they were like living in Carmel and like doing the TV show and stuff. And I actually became friends with one of the singers, and he's on a Strawberry Girls album. He's on that song Negro Spiritual.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, Shane Smith.
Yo, that's crazy. That's such a random premise that they would have like South African a cappella group hosted by the Eastwoods in Carmel, California.
I know, it was super random.
only in California, man. That's some random shit.
Yeah, and I mean they're there, so just grab a hold of them and get them to feature on the album, dude. Like, yeah, that's super rad. How long did that process go when you guys were recording? Like,
for recording
for the day, their vocals, like, was it they just there for the day and then like they were out?
Yeah, it was just the one guy from that group. They were called, what were they called? They were called Overtones or Overtone. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I just became friends with Shane, and he was just one of the singers. I think there was like 5 or 6 guys in the band. But yeah, we became friends, and then he came to the studio, asked some stuff.
Uh-oh. I think we're losing Ben.
No, Ben, come back.
Come back, brother. Come back.
Baby, come back. Because we need you more than ever.
You can blame it all on me. Baby, come back. I did that to my girl the other night. Dude, literally, that's so weird. I said that last night to her. I was like, baby, come back. Because she started walking away. Because she like, because I like kind of ticked her off a little bit because I was messing with her. And I was like, you can blame it all on me. And dude, she was dying. She's like, I can't stand you, dude. I just started singing like random like songs to her all the time. And it's not in key at all. And she's like, oh, I can't stand you. But she loves me. I know she does.
But she loves me.
Yeah.
That song is like a classic. I sing that all the time. I also do the Circus Survive. This changes everything.
Yeah.
I think Anthony's playing a show in Lansdale soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You want to open the next beer, the Conehead?
Yeah. Cape or Conehead? What do you think?
Let's do the Conehead because let's get the fruit to save last. You know what I mean? We'll save the fruity for last.
Saving the fruit.
And your sister, she said, what did you say, Dave? That she was out there for a little bit?
Yeah, she lived with her and her husband and their dog lived out in Manhattan for the last 6 years. And they recently went out to Vermont to enjoy some of the scenery. And they had this beer somewhere, and they said it was the best East Coast IPA they had since living out there.
I'll take their opinion into consideration. Oh, how was that? Because you traveled with them recently for a couple weeks. How was that? You guys went across America?
They moved back home to the Bay, so I helped them drive, and it was so much fun. It was, I haven't obviously gotten to see them in a little while, so it's really great to reconnect and like spend some actual quality time. And their dog is the cutest little critter in the world, so it was so fun watching her not be in an 18-story apartment above Manhattan. Getting to like run out the wilderness and enjoy the life a little bit. We saw Mount Rushmore, Devil's Tower, Yellowstone, awesome. Grand Tetons. It was beautiful, man. It was the perfect quarantine antidote.
Oh, for sure. Did you said you went to the Grand Canyon?
We did Mount Rushmore. We didn't do Grand Canyon, but we went we went west through Pennsylvania and then kind of up through Interstate 90, and then did like southern Minnesota, South Dakota, Montana, like northeast Wyoming, Montana. That came down through Montana into Yellowstone through Wyoming, Jackson Hole, Grand Tetons area, and then through Nevada, the Bay on 80.
What a sweet trip, dude. That's awesome. That's something to consider to do, dude.
Oh, man, it was so much. The Covet drummer, Forrest, he was joking with me that I was on tour. He's like, Dave's on tour. I was like, I am. I'm back, baby. I'm back.
It didn't take long either.
It's a beautiful can. I love this. I love the Conehead logo. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, the aesthetic's actually really nice.
And that, it's probably hops, but it looks like an artichoke, kind of.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Ben's, for anybody who doesn't know, Ben is from, like, artichoke country, California.
Yeah, Castroville is the artichoke capital of the world. They produce the most artichokes, like, out of everywhere.
That's incredible.
So like Ben knows what he's talking about.
Yep. It's like Wisconsin.
Exactly.
I just had my first sip, and it's pretty smooth. I know I've said that about the other ones, too, but it's pretty nice.
This one's actually probably the smoothest out of all three, for sure.
It's almost like a fusion of both of the last ones we just had.
I might give this one a higher rating than the Tonewood, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like 4.5.
Wow, that's really high, dude.
No, that might be too high.
No, that's not, dude, that's your opinion. That's your thing. I was thinking like a 4.1. It's so smooth and you can get so much flavor out of it entirely.
I was thinking like a 4.1.
Like that's not too high. It's like it's good, dude. It's Dave, like what you said, Dave. It's definitely a mixture between the last two that we had.
Wow, I'm impressed. Ben, I got a question for you, brother.
Yeah.
So if a freshly poured Guinness Dublin Ireland is a 5, what's like a can or a bottle of Guinness rated at?
I don't know. They're all different because I've had like cans and bottles of Guinness, and they kind of have different flavors. I don't know, like they can vary. Yeah, I haven't had a bottle or canned Guinness in a while. Like, I've had a draft Guinness probably sometime in the past few months or something. I forget. But, yeah, I don't know. A can, if the perfect Guinness was a 5, then, like, a can would probably be, like, 3 or 4.
Okay.
You're probably not getting
surpasses the can.
Yeah, you're probably not getting the same carbonation from it, from the can itself.
I've had some bottles of Guinness where I'm like, this doesn't taste like Guinness. It tastes weird. And then I've had other ones that are like, oh, this is actually like pretty close to like a draft. But yeah, I think they vary.
I would agree with that assessment. This beer is trippy because it's like I said, the Tonewood had that kind of like it developed more interestingly after time. It had that sparkle, it had the malty, and then Tonewood had that like really syrupy kind of tongue coating thing.
Yeah, true.
Conehead's trippy. It has alcohol syrupiness from, but then it has the sparkly / malty finish from the Tonewood. I don't know if I just said that the same twice. The beers are kicking in, but trippy. It's almost like a. I gotta say though, I think the nose on the Tonewood has been the most present of the 3 beers that we've had thus far.
Yeah.
This is fucking good, man. Damn.
Yeah, your sister's right, dude.
Dude, she's on it, man. She's from Cali, you know. She knows her IPAs.
Yeah, I went through all 3 again. I'd say the Vault so far is the most bitter, and then Tonewood, and then the Conehead's the most. I think it's the smoothest.
That's great. Yeah, George, you described the Vault as dark, and it's trippy. It's like you get that. There's a. What am I trying to say here? It's like the Conehead is like the brighter version of the Vault, almost.
A little bit, yeah. And the mixture between the two. Yeah, it is trippy. And you don't get too much of a... Like, I don't smell, like, too much of, like, the hops from it at all. Like, Tonewood was, like, so, like, prominent to my fucking nose. Like, that was the first... As soon as I cracked it open, I could smell it immediately.
Yep.
Whereas everything else was, like, actually kind of, like, just very dull, but flavorful.
Yeah, this Conehead also has the classic, like, tanginess from hops.
So Ben's got it at a 4.5. I got it at a 4.1. What are you thinking, Dave?
Do one more sip.
That is good. That is really fucking good, dude.
That's a damn good beer. Ooh. I'm going to do a 4.3. I'm going to split your difference.
Ooh, let's go. It's good, dude. Like, I mean, that's definitely the best tasting beer that I've had so far. Like, especially, like, if I'm going to sit for a while at a bar, like, that's something that I'll definitely order, like, seconds worth. I mean, the Tonewood for sure, but I know, like, once I have, like, another 2 or 3, it's going to catch up, and I'm going to probably want to, like, get to something that's, like, not as strong with the hops flavor as like what the Conehead's providing with. It's really fucking good.
Another trippy thing is the Tonewood and the Vault, like I said, were both the same alcohol level. The Conehead claims to be 5.7%, but it's interesting because like the Tonewood has more alcohol, but I still don't taste it compared to even the Conehead. Like the alcohol kind of gets you still, but even though it's like almost a whole percentage.
No,
good shit, man.
That's good. And then we have the May IPA, the Captain May IPA. This is with fruit, some kind of fruity-licious. Is this gonna take like Fruit Loops? Hopefully.
You know what I mean? This one open right now.
Yeah.
I love Fruit Loops. As a member of Covet, I'm obligated to say, love me some fruit.
Some Fruity Loops for production-wise and for your morning cereal. So
they give me energy, you know.
Dude, either way, there was a beer I had, Foreign Objects, I was telling you about, Dave, and dude, it tastes straight like Fruit Loops. It was so fucking good, but I can't get my hands on it because they're not selling it right now around my area.
I was gonna say, if you find one, send me some.
Oh, for sure.
I was gonna ask you, George, what made you decide these 4 beers?
Well, a lot of them, I mean, these are all East Coast brews for sure. 3 of them are close to my area with how, like, I thoroughly enjoy, like, those communities. Like, Cape May is, like, right in New Jersey. Like, it's not too far from here, but it's very intimate. It's a very nice, like, residential area for you just trying to vacation and everything. Tonewood, I've heard so much great things about. And Yardley's in my backyard with Volt. So, but honestly, with the Conehead, like when I was going into a store talking to one of the sales reps, like they recommended that Conehead, like through and through. I was like, all right, for sure, yeah, I'll grab it. Like,
let me see here. Definitely, I agree with the tropical aromas description here on the front of the can. It smells like pineapple-y to me. Try this fish.
Excuse me. That's good.
Oh, what is this? What does this remind me of? Whoa. This thing's got a complex ass to it. Wow. I agree with you, Ben. A little bit of nuttiness up front, but and like kind of like zingy tanginess.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little acidic for sure. Like nothing like too crazy, but it definitely has that feeling for it. And I've never. This is like my first fruity IPA, so I've never really had anything like this.
Oh, this reminds me so much of a beer I've had before.
I definitely give it a solid 3.8. Like, just something that I would casually sip if I'm on the beach, like during a summertime, like towards the end of summer. Like if it's nice out right now, like if in the 60s, I would definitely sit on this IPA for a little bit.
I definitely describe this. I think the fruitiness comes more from like a tangy element than like a sweet element for sure, because it's very hoppy. It's like one of the more overtly hoppy beers of this selection, for sure. 6.4%, so it's the same as the Vault alcohol-wise.
I think the winner for me is still the Conehead, for sure. It's just the easiest to drink for me.
The body on this is really really light too compared to the Vault. The same alcohol content. I feel like I taste the alcohol more in the Vault still. You said Tonewood, right, Ben? That was your play?
The Conehead is actually my favorite.
I could definitely drink a 6-pack of this for sure. And same with the Conehead. The Vault, I just didn't get too much satisfaction out of it, so I'm kind of like, at odds and ends, like if I would like want to drink another one after I already had one.
I'm having a hard time with this Cape May. Like I feel like it's the most different of these four options for sure. It's got like a nice bright zinginess to it, like really hoppy, and then kind of like a really like strange and complex finish to it.
Yeah.
I feel like for the true IPA fans out there, I feel like it's probably for me like between the Conehead and the Cape May in terms of like that kind of Cali style that I'm accustomed to.
Mm-hmm.
This feels like the Cape May kind of reminds me of a beer that I've had before, but I just can't put my name on it right now, which is kind of bumming me out. But I think as much as I love the Conehead, I think if I were to just be like sitting at a bar hanging with some homies, or if I'm like before a show and I'm just trying to like relax a little bit, or after a show trying to relax a bit, I feel like the Tonewood would be my play, just because it's got like, doesn't feel like I'm drinking alcohol. It's nice, light, and easy.
Yeah.
And it just like, I don't know, it has like a whole spectrum to it that I really liked. And it's like the least hoppy of the four too. At least like for my perception. So I feel like it's like you said earlier, George, it's kind of got that drinkability to it that's really nice and easy. But the Cape May it's a great beer. I think for my taste personally, I'm less of an IPA guy in general, but I think the Cape May it's easily a 4. Easily a 4 for me. I think like it's got a lot going on. I agree. The Vault is probably my least favorite of the 4, but it's still a very good tasting beer.
That's the loser.
Yeah, I think my number, if I were to do 1 through 4 ranking right here, I think I would do Tonewood, Conehead, Cape May, and then Vault.
Yeah,
they're all very good beers though. So.
Yeah, my ranking, starting from the top, would be Conehead is the best, and then Tonewood, and then probably Captain May, and then the Vault.
Yeah, I'm on the same page as Dave. Tonewood, the Conehead, the Cape May, and the Vault. The Vault just didn't give me too much satisfaction out of it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And it's a shame. Like it's right down the street for me too.
The design on the can was dope. Like I'll give him credit for that.
Yeah, beautiful can. And also the beer tasted very good too. It's just very, very like syrupy IPA. Didn't have the it didn't have the intensity of the Cape May, and it didn't have the drinkability of the Tonewood.
Right. Exactly.
So it's kind of, so it wasn't as like it wasn't as interesting the whole way through the drink or the sip. But the Conehead, man, that one was a sneaky little bastard right there. I like that guy.
There's a couple microbreweries around the area that like I'm a huge fan of just because of the fact that they're actually huge like advocates for the music scene. There's a beer company called Chamonix Creek, like not too far from me, and their lagers are pretty good. They throw shows all the time, mostly hardcore and punk shows. And they like, use their brewery as a venue. And then Dogfish Head, that's another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. They rock, man. Like
They do, man. They're so good. They had that ancient ale years ago.
Oh my god, I do remember that, dude.
That was my shit, man. I love that beer.
I go to Raging Bitch every time I like go to a store if I want to buy something like from them. It's just Raging Bitch like right out of the gate, like, and then you just see the dog like just like eating away at whatever the design is. Like it's actually it's a pretty cool beer. Like it's really good.
60 and 90-minute IPA, can't argue with.
No, I wouldn't either. And it's cool because like I don't see a lot of like breweries like doing that. Like we're playing a show, Zach and you'll meet him eventually, Dave, our co-host. We're gonna play a show at a distillery, probably I don't know, like sometime in November. So it's cool that they're still able to like perform those like small cover gigs and everything. But
yeah,
our industry is still closed for the time being. So I mean, hopefully that that resumes momentarily. Ben, how's the Strawberry Girls album coming out? Like since the last time we talked, like how much have you progressed into that next album?
To be honest, it's just been sitting and marinating.
Really? Yeah, that's cool.
I just so Zach and Ian came up here for it was 10 or 11 days, and we tracked everything. We tracked guitar, drums, and bass, but it was really hot in my garage because I don't have air conditioning, and it was the hottest month of the year, and we were dying in there. So we kind of ended the recording session a little bit early. They were supposed to stay another 5 or 6 days, but then we ended early because it was too hot, and to be honest, I was also dealing with a body rash. Which really sucked because I had to record drums in a hot garage and stuff, and then I had this rash all over my chest and everything, and it was really uncomfortable.
Are you okay now?
Yeah, I'm totally healed up right now. But yeah, so
awesome.
I've had a bunch of other collaborations that I've been sitting on for months, so I've been kind of focusing on that stuff. And I don't know, I'm kind of OCD, so I kind of have to finish certain projects before I start on new projects. Yeah, so I'm gonna get started on the Strawberry Girls stuff pretty soon. But yeah, I mean, we're planning on just dropping every song as each song is a single anyway, so we'll probably be dropping one song every 2 weeks or something over the next few months. Singles have just with streaming nowadays, singles just get more attention and more streams and stuff, so that's kind of our plan. But as far as videos, I don't know, I was thinking about just doing some kind of visual, just finding random video content online and putting together some kind of visual, just because we're all spread out now and we can't get together at the moment and record actual music videos and stuff. So I want to put together some kind of visual element for each song.
Oh, that's rad.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean it's gonna come out soon. So.
Kind of like how was it Good Tiger, how they go through their videos, where they have a different aesthetic for each song that they release.
That's cool. Yeah, I haven't seen any of their videos.
I got a good day buzz going on. I don't know about you fellas, but
oh, dude, I'm a little blitzed right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but it's 5 o'clock for you now, so you're good. You're justified, right?
Yeah, I got that excuse. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Now that we've reached
5
that
o'clock.
point.
5 o'clock. I'm
Is.
super dude.
I ain't driving nowhere. So that's literally where I'm going to be staying. Yeah, Good Tiger, they released a couple of videos like a couple of months ago, like for singles, and like they had a different aesthetic, and they would come through with these like virtual looking graphic like music videos. It was pretty cool and stuff. And Dave, I know like you guys like kind of made a teaser for the possible live stream performance that Covet is being that is going to be performing. Is there anything else that you guys can kind of like give us a sneak peek about? Like, is it going to be more than a live stream? Is it going to be mostly Technicolor, or are you guys going to add like past songs into the set?
So I'll give you the DL here. So basically, we released the album on June 5th, obviously in the middle of kind of all the COVID stuff. We tracked everything, finished the masters, finished all the videos in early February, and we set the release date for June 5th. We had a whole tour set up throughout June, like our very first our very first U.S. headlining tour. And we were so stoked because 5 of the 10 songs that are on the Technicolor have never been played live. So we were able to bring like half that album out until live sphere. And we've been the idea has been percolating all summer, like how do we bring our fans this live experience, because there's all sorts of songs that haven't been performed before. So we were initially thinking live stream. We were initially like, okay, let's do it. But then we realized we wanted to. We've seen other live streams and other people attempt live streams, and there's obviously like tech issues that can happen there. And so we want to make sure that like if we do this, we do it the right way. So we actually we're going to stream the premiere bit, but it will have been pre-recorded, and then there's going to be like a live Q&A thing. But the reason it was pre-recorded is just because we wanted to make sure that like there wasn't any like internet issues for like streaming out of the studio, that we're going to assure the best quality for folks. Since this is like literally the first time this music is ever brought live to folks, so we're like we can't have any weird glitches or anything. But we are setting a release date on that for November. It's still being decided, but that's the tentative release is sometime in November, and we're freaking stoked, man. Like it's fun. It was so much fun, like recording all this music, and like I said, we were just so jacked to perform it. And so now that we got to like actually perform it and play through it all, and I can't wait till we can play in front of like real actual people, because there's some energy in these tunes. I know you're missing it too, man. Like
I'm dying to get out there
crazy.
again. It's just like it feels like so unfair because like a bunch of other like restaurants are open, stores are open, like grocery stores and everything, and it's like, why can't like bands just play shows? Like I don't know.
It would be great, yeah, if you could like set up outside somehow. I mean, you would think there'd be a way, but sounds like, especially for bands our size, it's like we play generally like kind of clubs and things like that. So I wonder if like maybe they have limited street access or something. I don't know.
I'm just hoping by next year, like stuff will ease up and bands will start playing shows again. Because like we've already had to postpone our headlining tour, like 2 times. Because we were supposed to have it in March of this year, and then we postponed it to September, and then we postponed it to next March. But now like our booking agent doesn't even know if it's gonna happen, just because he says stuff's still shut down and he doesn't know when stuff's gonna open, so it's like up in the air. But yeah, it just really sucks. Like I just want to play shows again. I mean, that's like my main income, like so it sucks.
Yeah, it's insane how the music industry completely stopped in general. And I don't think the fans of music understand that it is taking a toll on professionalism within these bands, like such you, like both of you tour full time, selling merch, touring, selling tickets. It's a bread and butter like aspect, And the Wonder Years are actually, and they're a pop punk band from Philadelphia. You guys aren't familiar with them, but they're releasing they're really good, and they're releasing a live streaming episode, in a sense, like a live streaming show for their annual Halloween show that they usually do in Philly. And it's crazy because when they announced it and they put a price on it, I think it's like a $10 ticket. Like, it's nothing crazy, like nothing astronomical. Like, I'm sure they'll have bundle packages and like this and that, blah blah blah. But there was one fan that just, whatever they wanted to say, they said that I think it's a little ridiculous that they're charging for a live stream. Please name me one other way besides merchandise that these like bands like you, the both of you, are doing to sell, and like streaming is completely a shot for making money from. But name me one other way that these bands are making money in general besides merchandise. I don't think it's gonna, I don't think it's a thing. Like,
ticket sales at shows are really it. It's like you said, it's your live shows and your merchandise, and that's your primary source of income as a touring group.
Yeah, I mean, like on average, like when we're on tour and we play a show, like at the end of the night, like it's pretty much 50-50. Like 50% of the money comes from the guarantee, and then the other 50% is, selling the shirts and the CDs and vinyl and all that stuff. So it's like, those are like the two main ways to make money, and it's like it's pretty much gone right now, and it's really hard. It sucks.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. That's like why I think like they just need to. I mean, literally, he, whoever they are, like that's the 1% of thinking like, why should I pay this money to see them live streaming? But the ignorance to it, hopefully they understand, is like that's better than not making any money, because the money that you would receive normally from touring is usually from those sales, from the tickets, from the guarantees that you would get from the merch sales at those, and then and hopefully you have a distribution online like during all of these these unprecedented times. So I don't know, dude.
I think that there's I agree with you that like this fan, whoever they are, there's an argument if you were a fan and you're like aiming for a live stream and you can't like assure that it's going to be good quality or whatever. It's like, oh, why am I paying $10 for something that could glitch out or like fail or drop or something? However, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Wonder Years, they're like a big band, and when they do a headlining show, they probably charge at least $20 a ticket, right?
Correct.
Is that a rough, like a
rough
fair
estimate.
Rough guesstimate?
Yeah,
they sell like 1,000 plus cap rooms, right? They're big. They're huge.
Yeah, and so now
and I feel like,
yeah, go ahead. You're good.
Yeah, like $10. I mean, $10 to me seems totally reasonable, especially that that, like you said, and as you're pointing out, like that band loses a lot of income when they aren't able to play live shows. So it's like $10 for this online thing. I feel like as a fan of the band, to me it seems reasonable. Obviously, I'm biased because like I'm on the other side of things too, and I understand like the band's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I was a fan. If one of my favorite bands was doing some sort of live stream thing, and I realized that, like you said, bread and butter for a touring band is live playing, and that's now no longer an income source. I feel like if you really, if I really personally, speaking for myself, if I really loved a band and I knew that they were kind of cut short on their main revenue stream, then I would, $10 is. I paid $10 over the course of a week for coffee or something. It's like
right. Like, all right, so say like the episode like glitches out entirely. Like, it's not anything significant, but it's like maybe like one song you're playing is just like a little choppy, and that's the only problem with that set in general. You're still supporting your favorite band, during these unprecedented times, and this is the new normal. We're not all. We're trying our best in this industry to try to, make ourselves relevant and keep things going and such. So it's like, oh, thanks for the heart, Ben. I appreciate you.
Love it.
But it's like, no, we're trying our best to get everything literally out there in the best quality, the best service. Like, we're scrambling. We're literally scrambling to do something new and to keep it fresh and keep it relevant. So, like, if it did happen, it's like, fuck, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, like, take an idea perspective. It was like, look, like, nobody's going to be perfect at this from the beginning. Like, this is just something that we have to, do on a norm for a while. Like, even My girl, she sent me. I'm gonna go back into the Instagram picture real quick that she sent me, or she sent me something through an IG DM. So where is it? So yeah, right here. So who is this? So Dan, the vocalist of the Wonder Years, he actually is taking offers to officiate ceremonies for weddings and then play a personal song that he writes. Like, this is a out of the box idea that these bands, these musicians have to do during this. So that's why it's kind of like I'm on like the. I mean, I'm a musician myself. I am not professionally touring. I have a full-time job and a part-time podcast, but I understand the industry in itself, where it's like you're gonna make other opportunities for yourself to do what you have to do. And I don't have any complaints when I do buy merch or live streaming if it's back ordered. Like, things happen. So yeah, it's just hopefully things change relatively soon, by 2021. We'll see.
I hope that we'll never have to go through another pandemic in our lifetime. And I feel like it's pretty rare to just shut the whole world down. So, I mean, hopefully we'll never have to deal with this ever again after it's over.
Yeah, seriously, honestly.
It's like the light at the end of the tunnel. Like,
no, we don't need that shit, dude. Like,
I was gonna ask you guys, what's one song you've been like obsessed with, like right now?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That is a good question.
Ooh, I have an answer for this. It's popping out of my head. Let me look at let me research real quick for you. Do you have one?
Me too. I should.
Yeah. There's like two songs I've been obsessed with currently. One is by Wave Racer. He's like a producer, and he has a new song called Higher that just came out like last week, and super good. The production is just like insane. Like, you can tell that this one song probably took him like months to make. And then another song that I just got obsessed with is by this artist who's like fairly small. His name is Jake Fine, and he just dropped a new song called Violet Hour, and it's like, I just discovered it yesterday, and I was like, I listened to it probably like 10 times. Super good.
Damn. What was the artist again?
The first one, or
the second artist?
Jake Fine, Fine.
Jake Fine.
It's fine, baby.
Dude.
Got nice hair.
That song, Violet Hour, it's like more like indie, like, I don't know, like coffee shop music, but it's pretty dope. Like, I like the melody and stuff.
Oh, I know that there's an answer to this question. God damn it.
So for me, dude, it's like Low by Wage War. It is so well produced. It is like, there's like a complete breakdown like halfway through the song.
It's like hardcore or what?
Yeah, like hardcore metal, produced by Andrew Wade.
Nice.
They're coming out strong with this album, and the album cover looks really cool too. It looks like it's like a diamond in the rough, like it's like a diamond, and then on top of that, it's like on a looks like it's on top of a pyramid with like sand, so it's like diamond in the rough, kind of like just, and then but it's so heavy. And then like I was singing the lyrics to it the other day, Ben, or yesterday, Dirty Loops hit me. I put that shit on repeat for like at least like 2 days already. Like, it's so addicting, dude. Like, it's got that Michael Jackson like R&B hip hop vibe. Like,
yeah, their cover of Baby by Justin
Bieber. It's so good, dude. They
Are we talking Dirty Loops now?
Yes.
Yeah. Mad respect for Dirty Loops. The bass player is a fucking freak. They're all fucking freaks.
They're all freaks, dude.
It's a little too Disney for me, but I respect.
Dude, Disney is sick though.
Yeah, dude, Hannah Montana, that's my girl, bro. Like,
man, you've obviously played Chain Reaction several times, right?
Yeah.
At this point, they have years ago they had a merch. The first time that Covet played at Chain Reaction in Anaheim, they had a shirt. It was a tie-dye tank top shirt that said "Fuck Disneyland," Chain Reaction, and I'm. It's one of my favorite shirts. I love it.
It's been so awesome getting to play Chain Reaction. I think I've played there like 3 times or 4 times now, and it's just like that was a venue that I heard about since I was like a teenager, and it's just a classic venue. Like so many bands have played there. It has like so much history.
Circus Survive's very first show I've heard.
No
really?
way, dude. Coming from the East Coast,
crazy
like
because they're
that?
a Philly band, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're up in Oh, I'm gonna get this wrong. I don't know. They're somewhere, but isn't Chain Reaction like one of like the most like it's a very like I've never been to California, but I know that's like a staple venue, like kind of like next to the Whiskey a Go Go. But I feel like Chain Reaction like took over Whiskey a Go Go's hype from like the '80s. So I feel like Chain Reaction's like that new.
Like classic venue, like on like the first Strawberry Girls tour ever. We were supposed to play the Chain Reaction, and then the show like got canceled like the day of, and we were just like. I was so bummed out because I was looking forward to playing that venue like so bad, and then it got canceled, and I was just like super bummed out. But we ended up playing there like a bunch of times after that, so
it's a great venue. I love the green room too. It's a nice green room, that big long hallway that goes to the side stage. It's also a good venue for fans, I feel like, because there's good visibility from like almost everywhere in the venue.
It's like. It's not really that nice of a venue or anything, but it's just like a classic venue. It's like it's fun to play. It's just you have a good time. Like
yeah, cool. I've had many memories of the Chain Reaction, including that shirt. But going back to the OG question, maybe not a song, but the new Bobbing mixtape. Bobbing is do you guys know Ben, you might remember Feed Me Jack. Yeah, it's Robert's solo project. He dropped the mixtape in July, and it's fucking unreal. The way that he has the bass and the kick drum mix to me is just like I can't even. I'm like I want to steal that EQ setting, whatever he's got.
I've listened to Feed Me Jack and Bobbing, and it's really cool stuff. And he has like I think they have an EP of like covers out, and there's one song I think it's called Twice.
By Little Dragon.
Little Dragon, yeah, that cover. Yeah. I love that song too. Yeah, Bobbing is sick.
Vesper Sales played a gig with Feed Me Jack in 2017, and they were like the coolest. They were like the coolest band that I had never heard of.
Yeah,
like that we ever played with.
I think we were supposed to play a show with him, or I don't know if we did play a show with him, or if we were supposed to, and then it didn't happen or something, but. Yeah, it's like it sucks that they broke up.
They broke up, but do you know Still Woozy?
No.
They broke up because Robert, who ended up creating Bobbing, and Sven, who ended up creating a project called Still Woozy, they had creative differences. Robert wanted to create more proggy Feed Me Jack style stuff, and then Sven wanted to do like lo-fi pop. And then they broke up the band, Feed Me Jack, shortly after they released their 2016 EP, Ultra Ego, which is so good. It's like their best music ever next to Anatolia. Anyway, I have lots of opinions about Feed Me Jack. I love that band to death. But anyways, they split, and Sven created Still Woozy. And then Still Woozy got on like a YouTube or Spotify playlist, and now Sven is like fucking murdering it. He went on like a full US tour in 2018 with Dirty Projectors. He has like billions of plays on all of his singles and shit.
Good for him.
That's great, man.
You mentioned Dirty Projectors because one of my good friends, Keith, his name is Keith Milgaten, but he goes by his artist name Keith Sweaty, which is a play off like Keith Sweat. But he is the sound guy for Dirty Projectors. So
that's him about Still Woozy. See if you know him.
And actually, he's remixing. He does like remixes, and he's remixing one of my songs that's gonna come out in a few weeks. So I'm pretty stoked about that.
Sick. The Feed Me Jack and Vesper Sales, we played a gig in 2016 together, and they opened with Twice, that cover.
Oh,
but
sick.
they had their homie, who's like an awesome alto sax player, like join in for the whole set, and it was like I remember just sitting there, the audience going like.
Like mind blown, dude. Like,
I was like, literally, what the fuck? This is a local band that nobody knows about. Like, what the fuck?
I
like
hate that.
Yvette had told me about Feed Me Jack, and then my guitarist Ian from Vesper Sales had separately told me about Feed Me Jack, and then another homie from like the East Coast was like, "Oh, I hear that band Feed Me Jack is sick." And I used to have this rule, and I still do. If I have 3 different friend groups who recommend me music, who are like completely not related, and they don't know each other, but they're all recommending me the same music, regardless of what it is, I'll check it out. And I checked out Feed Me Jack, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And then I heard them live, and I was just like, "Oh my god, they're even better live." So, R.I.P. Feed Me Jack, but Still Woozy and Bobbing are sick.
Yeah, I need to check out that Still Woozy thing. I was gonna say, when you mentioned saxophone, my dad's a saxophone player, and my parents were up visiting like a few weeks ago, so I had my dad record some soprano sax on the new Strawberry Girls record.
Soprano's my favorite sax, dude. Fuck yeah. Soprano is like, that's got like the coolest timbre of any instrument.
It does,
Any melodic
like, over alto, dude. Like I love the soprano, man. Like
I have a soprano sax, and my dad was trying to get me to play it for a while. It's really hard, and I really want to learn, but it's difficult.
I heard the embouchure is like a pain in the ass.
It seems like it, yeah. Like that was the first instrument I wanted to learn when I was a kid, and like they didn't have room for it. I think they only had one spot for it. I got clarinet. So
I'd also love to be good at violin too. I used to practice violin like kind of frequently, and then I just kind of stopped. It's so hard.
Ben, what don't you play? You play everything, dude. That's so cool.
I mess around on everything. I've actually been getting more into piano recently. I really want to like work on and focus on piano a little bit more.
I think if I could learn any 2 instruments to a level of mastery, I think it would be piano number 1 and then drums number 2. I feel like I'm still trying to work it out with Forrest, but I'm trying to get him to leave a kit up here for me so I can practice, because I feel like I can do some basic shit on a drum kit, but I still don't know how to fill, and I feel like I really want to play drums. It's one of my favorite instruments.
Yeah, you should, dude. Yeah, you just gotta sit down and do it. And I think once you start like practicing drums and maybe piano, like I think that will help your bass playing as well. Like I think it all like interacts with each other, and you learn different lessons from different instruments, and it affects like your playing and stuff. So yeah,
that's the old John Paul Jones from Led Zeppelin, the bass player. He always said that, like, because he's a multi-instrumentalist and he played keys and shit a bunch on those records, and he said that like the best part about learning other instruments is that they teach you about the instrument you already know how to play.
Yeah. John Bonn's one of my favorite drummers too. And like the thing is, like, especially with like learning like from like piano, like, apparently like being a pianist, like that, like as a percussion instrument, like I wish I learned that first, because therefore I could like evolve into like other instruments like aside from that, like drums, and because not only is it percussion, but then you have like the chord structure behind it.
It's definitely a foundational instrument, and like it is percussive and melodic. So I think it would definitely help you, like, with drums or with guitar.
I think piano is the ultimate composition tool, because the notes are all laid out linearly, and you can do polyphony easily, and independence and polyrhythm, and every element of music, from like rhythm, harmony, melody. It's all achievable on a piano, and a lot more intuitively than other instruments.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that on piano, like, like there's only one way to play each note, but on guitar you could play the same note on like different strings, like 3 or 4 different ways, or like on bass. Like, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Every time I watch Yvette play piano, I'm like, fuck, man, I blew it. I should have learned piano.
That's what I think. You gotta just get you just gotta get a kit, dude. You just gotta get a kit that's like good quality, cheap, and then like you start practicing. Or if you just start, dude, honestly, practice on a pillow. Practice on something that you can get a rebound off of. Like,
I do rudiments, yeah.
You just need a kick, snare, and hi-hat. That's all you need.
That's what I was saying. That's all I'm trying to get from Forrest. I'm trying to get his when we played in the Illustrated Violet together, he had a DW kit. I'm just now he's not using it anymore. I'm like, yo, let me get that kick hi-hat snare and maybe just like a ride or something, you know? Let me,
Yeah.
get up there and start playing.
You don't want to be complicated with it. Like when I first started playing drums, like literally I started on a drum pad. Then I evolved into a kick, snare, hi-hat. Like that's it. Like, and then got the full kit. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
I don't know. I took that into consideration.
The first dozen or so gigs we played as the Illustrated Violet, Forrest only played with the two-piece kit, the kick, snare, hi-hat. And then whenever Covet plays in Salt Lake City, Ben, you know this. I'm sure, George, you know this too. Your touring days, but like every Salt Lake City stage we play is always like super tiny. You know, like what's that fucking Kilby Court or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Kilby Court. And every time Forrest gives me permission, one show every tour, he has to play a minimal kit. Like he has to play a 2 or 3 piece kit, like a floor tom and I always do it on the Salt Lake show because it's always the tiniest stage. But I'm always like, hey, Forrest, this is it. I'm playing my card. Go for it.
Dude, I actually I love the minimalist kits. Like Terra Melos was the band that first inspired me to do that. Dude, Vince Rogers, that's one of my favorite drummers, and he would just play with kick, snare, hi-hat, and ride, and that's it. He wouldn't even have a floor tom sometimes. Yeah, and he was all over the place and so fluid and fast, and that really inspired me. And when we first started,
kick guy?
I think he only played single kick. I think
so. Yeah.
Yeah, when we first started Strawberry Girls, I was super inspired by that, and I would just play kick, snare, hi-hat, and ride, and I had floor tom, but yeah, I miss those days of just the minimal kits. Now I have two. Now I have two snares. I have 4 cymbals and yeah.
Yeah, you have an all-out kit. My first minimalist drummer was Matt Halperin. He had kick, snare, floor tom, and that was intriguing to me. I was like, this dude really doesn't have any rack toms,
especially for a metal drummer too, a prog metal drummer.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, their self-titled album Periphery, from what it seemed like, it was just mostly floor tom. It was just floor tom snare, and I would watch live videos. I'm like, wow, I was like, I've never seen a drummer really minimalize his kit. And I think he had one crash ride and one other crash in itself, but he would accent them entirely to do the whole thing.
Yeah, Matt's an incredible drummer, man. Getting to watch him on that last tour, dude, it was fuck.
I was gonna say, you got to see him live every day for a month or so.
Oh, he's clean. He's clean.
No, he is really clean, dude, and he's so hard on himself. He's also doing those things where he sits in these ice barrels, and then on top of that, he's a fitness guru. On top of being a chef guru, he's just he sits in these ice barrels and just meditates.
He also body. Have you seen? He showed Forrest this thing. Have you guys seen this? It's the kick. It's the drum throne that has the kick trigger sensor in it. Do you know about this? He was showing this to Forrest, but I guess for live, he has this. His drum throne is hooked up to his kick drum, so every time he hits the kick drum, he his seat physically vibrates.
Huh.
What?
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So it's even if he's not getting great monitoring or anything, he always can feel the kick drum. I was like, whoa, that's
genius.
For mixing engineers, there's these vests that you can wear, and it's basically a sub speaker on in a vest or something, so when you're mixing you can feel it. I don't know.
Yeah, if I could get one of those for my bass live.
Let's go, dude. Yeah, because Luke Holland has that stuff for his wrist where that's for BPM. That's not for him actually playing, but he endorsed a product that keeps BPM on his wrist. I don't know if I feel comfortable doing that. Yeah,
it's a bracelet vibrates and you feel the click, so you don't have to listen to it, you just feel it in your wrist or something.
Whoa, that's crazy.
I know. I've never tried the product, so I'm not gonna bash it, but I think it would be somewhat a nuisance to actual play and get my wrists and my momentum going, and then feeling that vibration at the same time. I don't know. I'm just used to my click here.
Is it both wrists?
No, it's just one watch.
You just wear like a bracelet on one wrist, and it pulses, so you feel it. Yeah. I've been wanting to try.
I need all of that. I need the wrist. I need the fucking jacket. If they got boots, that'll give me like if that's guitar or something, I'll do it. You know, just pump it through my toes or whatever.
You're just wearing like virtual reality goggles with like all this stuff on. Like...
Yo, bro, not when I'm drinking. Not when I'm drinking. I'm gonna choke on this vault over here, man. Fuck that.
Well, if you're drinking the vault, we know that means you drank the rest of the beer. So,
actually, starting with the vault.
Oh, you want to get the worst out of the way first?
I gotta show. Well, it's the highest ABV next to the this guy or whatever. But the Tonewood, I gotta have my sister and her husband try this guy.
Oh,
so
that's smart.
Not him left.
It's good. I drank that immediately through the beginning of the episode. I was like, as we were talking,
so
I'm like
good.
drinking it, dude. It's so good. Like,
so fucking good. Man.
That shocked me, honestly. I think I'm down to Conehead. No, that's in my glass right now. I still have the vault left. That's about it. I'm not drinking this.
What about you, Ben? What you got left, Ben?
I've just been sipping the Conehead. I still have all the beers left. I think the Tonewood is almost gone. But yeah, I've been sipping the Conehead. I like it.
Yeah. The Tonehead's good. You're not like if you guys go to a local like distribution center for like beer or something, like you're not going to see East Coast brews, right? Or no?
Not often.
Not often.
I'll see like the Brooklyn Brewery. I'll see Allagash is East Coast, right?
For New York?
I think so, right? They're in New York brewery.
It sounds like it, yeah.
Those are the two main ones that I think I see. I don't know about you, Ben.
I don't really drink beer that much, to be honest, anymore. And when I do, I don't necessarily pay attention to the brewery name as much as just the name of the beer. So I can't recall like any brewery names, but
I feel like with IPAs in particular, like the West Coast has been so obsessed with IPAs for the last like 10, 15 years.
That's good.
That like I think it's just hard for East Coast IPAs to maybe like penetrate the market out here. Because you got like Russian River, you got Ballast Point, that other fucking brewery, like Modern Times and shit. They all make like awesome IPAs. So it's probably hard to break into this market. But
yeah, and like they're all, and everything that we drank today is like microbrews. So it's like I don't think have the funding to actually like ship nationwide. Like it's just like I mean, Yuengling is finally moving out to the West Coast or the Midwest, not even West Coast.
Have you guys tried that Deftones beer?
No.
They have their own line of beer now. They have like different flavors and stuff, but it's pretty cool that like a band has their own beer.
Yeah, August Burns Red did that. August Burns Red, I have it right here for the can. I already drank it earlier. It's a double IPA. It's from Elder Pine. They collaborated with their local brewery in Lancaster, and that's
cool.
Yeah, they spin out limited edition just brews. Like this is a double IPA that I had, and then I think they had this is the drink that I had was off of their album Constellations, and I think they had I think they're working on their new album. I think that's something you guys can work into, either coffee. I don't know if you guys are into coffee or like beer. Like y'all should make like a collaboration for some breweries. I think Strawberry Girls can do that.
I've been wanting for Strawberry Girls to come out with some kind of like consumable like item, like I don't know, hot sauce or like beer.
Ben,
like...
I got it. I got it for you, Ben. You got to do a strawberry flavored rosé.
There we go.
Oh, that's genius. Comes from his last name. Well, it's pronounced Rosett, but still, like
I know, but right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Rosé is like a wine, but actually my nickname is Rosé. I have some friends who call me that.
That's awesome.
I was thinking
the Ben Rosé. You know?
There's some breweries like fairly close to my house where like you can pay a certain amount of money. It's probably like $100 or $200 or something, and you go to like their brewery and you get to make your own beer, and then they like do the whole process and you pick it up. I don't know how long it takes, like a few weeks or a month or something, and they label it and stuff. But it would be cool to like make a beer and just label it like Strawberry Girls, and then like ship it out or something.
Yeah, dude, that'd be so cool.
People would love that shit, man.
It's limited edition. It just gets sent out in like a capacity of like, this is the limited amount that we have. Here's
Is that legal though? Like, do I need to get some kind of like FDA approved like permit or something? Like,
for beer?
just keep it on.
I don't know.
Keep it on the DL, brother.
Yeah, just keep it on the DL.
I'm not telling nobody.
Promoting
Like,
it wise,
like a
maybe.
strawberry perfume or something.
That's actually
There
pretty
you go.
genius,
Yeah,
dude.
strawberry
Yo,
letter number 23 perfume.
Strawberry cologne.
If you guys come out with a cologne, I'm buying it immediately. Like without a doubt.
Dude, I used to drink pretty much every day. I would go to the studio in California. I used to drink those big cans or bottles of Tejava black tea. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Dude, that stuff will get you wired like all day.
Fuck yeah. Dude, I did that recently, like a week and a half ago. I was in SoCal and I was just like, I saw Tejava. It was like 3 of those like 24-ounce bottles for $5, and I was like, I don't need coffee. And I just fucking cranked one right out of the gate, and I was good to go, man.
And I used to drink those yerba mates, like in those yellow cans. Like
Those things
Those
are
will get-
crazy too.
I've been
They say-
kind of like watching my caffeine intake. Like I'm not trying to. I do drink coffee a little bit, but I'm not trying to like have too much caffeine. But yeah.
Not trying to have a heart murmur or anything.
Too much anxious. Too much anxiety. That will give me anxiety, like drinking too much coffee. I'll have like 6 cups in like 4 hours. I'm like,
Especially too much coffee and then smoking weed. Like it's not a good combo for me.
Yo, I did my very first comedy set. I drank a cup of coffee and I smoked a sativa joint 45 minutes before I went on for 10 minutes. My heart was shooting through my chest, dude. I couldn't even like.
You're doing stand-up comedy?
Not really. I mean, I did it because I was feeling creatively constipated, I guess. I like came from a Vesper sales practice and I got my ass kicked, and I was like, my homie was hosting an open mic night at Neck of the Woods in San Francisco, and he's like, oh yeah, if you want to join, he's like, come see me, come hang out, because he was gonna play for 30 minutes. And then I walked up and I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do something new. And then I was like, can I do spoken word or like stand up? And they're like, sure. And then I put my name in the hat, and then I was the first fucking person to go up, and I didn't even have time to get like a drink or anything. And so I just like, I went up there fucking wired, and I felt like I was doing all right for the first like, I was up there and I had my little, I was recording it all so I could like record it and also keep track of time. And I tell this first joke, and it's like, moderately received. And I was like, okay, I'm not like alienating anybody. I'm not pissing anybody off. This is going well. And I'm like, that joke took like 5-6 minutes to tell. I only got the back half of this thing to kill. And I look at my timer, and it was like a minute and a half in. I was like, yo, I got 8.5 minutes left on this shit. Like,
did you have anything like planned out or written, or did you just like go off the top of your head?
Off the cuff.
no way. That's tight, dude.
Great.
I didn't piss anybody off, and I didn't alienate them. So I did get a couple of laughs. It wasn't like the most legendary but that's what happens with Covet. If there's ever like technical issues on stage, or if like shit's going down, I just kind of walk up to the mic and start bullshitting. So I feel like it was kind of just like riding off of that.
We were at Swan Fest, the first Swan Fest. I was side stage for you guys, and I remember like, I think it was like in between songs, and you like went up to the mic and you like said something about swans or something.
Swan. It was I said, hey everybody, welcome to. I remember this distinctly. I said, hey everybody, welcome to the first annual Swan Fest. We're gonna come at you with some swan facts. I was like, did you know that the average swan lays between 9 and 12 eggs in its first blah, blah, blah. And then I just like listed off a bunch of... It fucking worked though. Like people were just like, at first people were like, swan facts. And then I started saying just shit at them, and they were like, I got some people laughing. I was like, yes.
Dude, that was a good day. It was actually, that was my birthday that day, and like the whole crowd like sang me happy birthday, and it was like, it was crazy.
That's so sick.
I have a video of it. Yeah.
Hell yeah. That was April 30th?
Yeah, it was like, I think that might have been the last day of our tour or something, but
March 30th.
there was like 7,000 people there. It was like insane. And we had our own trailer, green room and stuff. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was the first like legit festival Covet ever did, and we're like, whoa, this is crazy.
Especially for progressive musicians. Yeah, exactly.
March 30th.
March 30th, right? Okay. Wow. Yeah, the Swan Facts, man. I got some comments on that. Covet did a clinic at MI in LA back October 24th of last year. And this some guy in the audience was like, what do you guys do if you ever have like technical issues or whatever? And I was telling the story. It's like, yeah, if we ever experience weird shit, if there's time to kill on stage, I'll just go up to the mic and bullshit with people. And I was telling the story. I was like, yeah, like when we played Denver with Periphery and Veil of Maya, our whole projector setup just died like right out of the gate. And so we like walked up on stage. We're like, hey, we're a band called Covet, and we're about to start. And then the projector died, and Forrest was like, no. And so I looked back and I just started like riffing, and I must have been talking for like 5 to 8 minutes or so. And I got some laughs and stuff, but I don't remember it being particularly funny or like memorable. But I was telling the story in LA for the clinic. Like, yeah, in Denver, all the shit happened. I told some stories. I don't know if it was good, but like that's what we do if shit goes wrong. And then some guy in the audience in LA was in the audience for Denver, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I remember that. You were hilarious." He like raised his hand. He's like, "I remember when you guys played that show. It was fucking funny, man. We were all cracking up." I was like, "Yes,
I got him."
Yeah, I just remember randomly when we were on tour with Veil of Maya and Intervals and Cryptodira. I think we were in Chicago, and it was like our first song of the set, and I hit my kick drum, and the beater just like went through the head.
No
and, like,
shit.
And I was like, crap, like what am I gonna do? So we had to like stop in the middle of our song, and I asked like one of the other bands to borrow their kick drum and just stuff like that. That like it was in our first song, and we're just like, man.
I already knew that you had a foot like a motherfucker, but wow, that's a foot.
Dude, that's what I mean. Like, you're aggressive as fuck. Like, that's why I was like so concerned. Like, if you had beef with your snare, I was like, dude, he just goes to town on it, dude. I'm like, is it personal? Like,
Ben's like, I heard my snare talking shit about my wife before the gig, so I just decided to give my fucking 2 cents, you know?
I don't care if it's ghost notes. Even the ghost notes are gonna fucking hurt. You know what I mean? Like, that's just a warm up build.
Yeah, man.
I just like to take out my aggression on my. It's therapeutic, you know, just taking out your aggression on the drum set. Like,
absolutely, dude. Like, that's why I thoroughly enjoy it so much. Like, I'll always like understand that, like, when I do play, like, even like when I'm like having an anxious moment or like I'm angry, like taking it out of my kit and just like playing the best that I can. Oh my god, it just relieves so much stress, dude.
It's the best part about being a rock musician, you know.
Yeah, you just relieve all that energy.
All that bullshit that compounds over the day of travel and like dealing with promoters and all the other like tech, you know, sound guys and shit, and then you just get up there and you're like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy how like on tour, like you're spending like, you know, every day, the whole day, you're like traveling, you got to get some food, you got to go to the bathroom, you got to do all this stuff, and then it's like it comes down to that like 30 minutes you get on stage is like your time, and then it's over, and then you gotta like do all that.
Go back to it. 23 and a half hours of bullshit.
Yeah.
On to the next gig. But I appreciate both of you coming on and doing this. Like, we're gonna keep doing more of these segments with Drink It or Leave It, and we're gonna try to see, you know, what it's like to taste other brews from microbreweries, and we're just gonna keep doing our thing. So.
Dave, please let us know, like, next year, whenever shows open up, if you guys want us on tour, like, that would be lovely.
Let's go, dude.
Same, man. It would be, I think that floral run, like Floral Strawberry Girls Covet, would be fucking fire as fuck.
That would be amazing.
I can see it happening.
Hell yeah, man.
I can see it happening. But both of you stay safe. I appreciate y'all. And
same.
I'll be hitting you up for sure. So.
I appreciate both of you. Thank you so much for your patience, both of you.
Absolutely, dude.
Take care, guys.
Thanks for coming by. Love you guys. See ya.
Peace. Love you guys. Peace.
Bye.